What's to all the devotees? We are very happy that this Saturday day you join us. And today our guest is Rasananda Tirtha Maharaj. And we will be very happy if you are active, if you ask questions and had warm-hearted circle of communication, association. We are very lucky that we have Ukrainian Maharaj today. And 10 years ago, in Kyiv, we met in person, and I always remember that any connection with Tirtha Maharaj is always full with some treasures, because he always shares from what he heard from the gurus, he lives it through, he passes it further. It warms up our heart and it goes deep into our souls. To any soul, actually, because he can communicate with anybody. And I would like to know what's in his heart now, because he's always going through some transformation and all of his days are full with spiritual discoveries. Jai Gurudev, Dandavat to all the devotees. I'm very happy together with you here, and I also feel a little bit awkward. What shall I say? I remember that for the Vyasa Puja of Mahavir Maharaj, Savadut Maharaj said that, who am I without the devotees? I'm no one, I'm nobody without the devotees. I could think of myself, I can do this or that, but at some point you understand that you are no one without the devotees. These are simple but deep words. And we can communicate on these topics only with the devotees, and not just in a negative sense. But we have relatives in our lives, we have friends, we can speak with them about different things, but we cannot talk about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with them. Maybe about Krishna, if we are lucky, if they feel okay towards it. Why do I talk about relatives? Because it's my favorite topic, and our first atmosphere, our first guru, it's the atmosphere that we are born in. Usually we live in it and die in it. And it seems to be like relative atmosphere, but spiritual relatives, it's a more rare thing. And here I begin to understand that on some topics you can talk only with the devotees, only they can appreciate and understand it. That's what I have in my heart, first impression. So I understand that it's for you I am Tirtha, Rasananda Tirtha Maharaj. But for others, we are other people. So the devotees, they create our spiritual identity. And also recall the words of Avadut Maharaj, deep, but deep and simple. If you live for Krishna, if we do something for Guru, we are Rasananda, we are Aninda Sundar, and he listed several names. But if we live for ourselves, then we are just Ruslan and Oleg's, means material names. So the spiritual identity is only with the devotees. And the fact that we have the devotees, it directs us towards Krishna. It's like, no one saw Krishna. I hope no one saw him yet. No one of us. But we saw the devotees. So if there is no Krishna, then who are these devotees? To whom are they devoted? And I have this in my heart because of you. I look at you and I'm thinking, who are these people? There is a devotee of whom? Of Srila Maharaj, of Gurudev, of Avadut Maharaj, of Gurudev. If there are devotees, then it means there is Goswami Maharaj and other Maharajas. I just thought that we have in Ukraine, in Kyiv, the devotees who have never seen Goswami Maharaj, never seen Avadut Maharaj. We always saw him and we thought like this. Everyone saw them. And we have one girl, Katyusha. She is eager to receive initiation from Goswami Maharaj, although she hasn't seen him yet. And I think by your blessings she can see him. So, with the blessings of the devotees, as it is said, the lamp man can cross over the Himalayas. And like Lokanath Das Goswami, he rejected Narottam Das Thakur to give him initiation 18 times. But then he gave him initiation because that was his determination. And what was the story? That Lokanath Das Goswami said, I do not give initiations. Why should I give to you? And then Narottam answered, Mahaprabhu told me to receive initiation from you. So actually, Guru is Krishna. If he decided not to give his mercy, who can force him? Who can affect him? But the devotees can change everything. That's amazing. Oh, we have a question. Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat all the devotees. How did you come to Krishna consciousness? A question from Sukhum, Abkhazia. There is a book in ISKCON, How I Came to Krishna Consciousness. And that's actually one of the most favorite questions. Always Maharaj paraphrases these questions. It's like, how did you get into Fairytale? And we associated with one devotee and we decided that we need to write a book, How I Left Krishna Consciousness. But actually it's impossible to leave. To come to Krishna consciousness, maybe you need to come out from some religions, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like leave all the religions and just surrender to me. Sridhar Maharaj in Figuring His Grace, he asked this question: what's more important, Krishna consciousness or consciousness of some religious institution? Sometimes to go to Krishna, you have to leave family, leave your mind, or go mad, or leave some religious institution or temple. Sometimes to reach real Krishna consciousness, you have to leave some imaginary Krishna consciousness. I hope some part of the devotees understand what I'm talking about. Well, in short, I won't tell any chronological story. when it was disappearance day of Srila Guru Maharaj, I was listening to one talk, and Bhakti Lalita, she said, I came to Srila Gurudev in 1991. And I thought, wow, I was 3 years old. And how old were you? So different people, they type in the chat, what was their age in 1991? Someone is 8, someone's 18, someone wasn't born yet. And I thought, how did it happen that I got here? Bhakti Lalita was somewhere in America. And despite of this time and distance, someone wasn't born yet. Someone now someone is not listening to us yet. But later he will join, and it will be a new program. He will come to this family. As Goswami Maharaj said during the initiation, it's impossible to believe in it, but you are accepted in the family of Krishna. It's unreal. But now what's unreal happened. What's impossible, it happened. And then we thought, with all my imperfections, I wasn't brought up as a monk. I wasn't in a Vedic family. And my family had other plans on me. I wasn't vegetarian. And I was drinking when I was young, little bit, smoking a bit. I hope, like, people understand, they had experiments themselves. And despite all these facts, I'm now at the lotus feet of our gurus. And today we celebrate the Vyasa Puja of Trivikram Maharaj. How is that possible? How? And I think each devotee has his own unique story. Everyone came from some forest or swamp or some divine land, maybe. Avadut Maharaj frequently says that I'm looking at your faces and understand that you are some divine personalities. You are not the Krishna people from the 90s who were either scientists or madmen. Now I have friends who are like studying East and they're trying to join Krishna consciousness. But now many amazing people come, many amazing people are born. That's just exciting. So in short, I think we all came by the grace. That's the answer to a question. By the grace, by the astonishing grace. Can I ask a second question just on this topic? I know that in our mat, someone doesn't take brahmachari for several years, just like while you're living in the temple. And sannyas, what to speak of sannyas? And so how did you decide to take saffron? What inspired you? What pushed you? What happened that you took such a great responsibility for us all? Well, I thought we were going to speak about the absolute personality, and now it's about my personality as well. Once I asked, I promised Brianna to answer this question, so the time has come. It's Avadut Maharaj. All his transcendental tricks. And we were talking with Madhusudan Prabhu Brahmachari, talking before the bedtime, yeah, talking a little bit. And he said, I'm going to take Brahmachari. Yeah. I don't deal with this world anymore. And I thought, wow, what a self-confidence. What a courage. And I never had such feelings myself. I never wanted to be like on the first row. I always thought that if someone who sees better, who knows better, and if he pushes me, then Avadut Maharaj just asked me, what do you think about sannyas? And I answered, well, and he said, okay, let's start from brahmachari. And I said, okay. And someone told Maharaj that I have birthday, and he called me and he said, happy birthday. And the next day he called me again. He said, oh, you already have Ananda, Rasananda in your name. That's a brahmachari name. And it's not me. Krishna gave you brahmachari already. I thought if I'm going to think and discuss, then I'm not a disciple. Then Avadut Maharaj is not good, not acharya for me. If I'm going to tell him I'm thinking this or that, then he's not good and I'm not a disciple. That's what I saw inside of me. And I was actually happy that I answered like, I don't have to think, I just accept if you see it like this. And at once I remember Trivikram Maharaj when he was asked a question like how to carry on with your spiritual life, and Trivikram Maharaj, he answered, never say no to your guru, always say yes. And sometimes it's hard to always say yes to Avadut Maharaj, but if you're just very inspired and spiritually inspired, spiritual drunkard, then it's possible. But with your own prowess, it's not possible. Sometimes it's hard for me to get out of bed, or to speak of going to into Krishna consciousness. It's hard for me to hear the alarm clock. Sometimes I don't hear it. Bhaktas gave me this bracelet because my previous alarm clock, I couldn't hear it, but other devotees could hear it. So if you count on your own, it's very difficult. But if we think that there is someone who sees better, then it's possible. To one devotee, Avadut Maharaj said, I invite you. And the devotee answered, Maharaj, I'm not ready. And Avadut Maharaj replied, let me decide whether you're ready or not, okay? Well, for me, this feeling is joyous. I don't know for how long I will have it inside of me. And for me, the greatest strategy, if people loved someone and followed someone, and then they just got disappointed. So the devotees describe me as a gladiator, but I'm a lightweighter. If the devotees support me, then I can be this, like the warrior of light. I can carry on and go straight. And Trivikram Maharaj said that don't say no to your guru. And it's hard to tell yes to Avadut Maharaj to all his ideas. But I'm very sly. I'm replying, yes, we will try. Maybe I do not understand till the end at the moment. But I'm answering, yes, we will try. We will search for the devotees who can carry this out. Like, how is it possible to say no, Maharaj? Like, would you say no to Krishna? And it plays out in time. It played out with Bhagavad Gita. We said yes, yes, yes for like half a year or so. And then it tried to reveal itself. If Guru sees the perspective, then it will reveal itself in time. You know, I cannot say that we didn't notice it, at least in our circle of association, because this taste to the scriptures and to the service, it's rare to find. And we were joking when you, like, behind your back, that is the question of time, because this taste, such taste for kirtan, for lectures, it's very rare. A question from Anantasher, Spain. Dhanavat Maharaj, where do all the bad qualities come? Negative qualities. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna. Arjuna calls it like some external force makes me sin despite my own desire. But Krishna answers that it's your own force. And I've heard from Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada says that our lust, which is always blasphemed, and because all the wars are happening because of lust and so on. This is our so to say, transformed love to Krishna. This is love to Krishna in this material world. And it became transformed in such a bad way. One devotee astrologer, she said that people who has strong Venus, if they live in some good association, they become artists and some creative people. But if they live in a bad association, they become some mean people. So I think we can make a parallel that even our negative qualities is the positive features gifted to us by the Lord, like our freedom, our time, and we are so talented to transform good divine qualities into bad ones. But it's good news that material disease can be cured and there is way out. Like sometimes we see some ads for the alcoholics and addicts. There is a way out, and this way out is Krishna. Krishna Chaitanya, to be more precise. Or to be even more precise, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Dear friends, you can lift your hands and ask your questions in person. Yes, Rasananda DD, please. Maharaj, please share what inspires you and keeps you on this way every day, because we know it can be like crooked, twisted way. The devotees, bhaktas in their different emanations. In the morning, I turn on Sridhar Maharaj's class and go to the shower. And the most intense relations happen in shower. And recently I didn't want to listen anything, but still I turned on Sridhar Maharaj and I'm turning on the shower and he begins to speak like what's on my mind. Like we have nothing. We are fully empty. But just one small interaction with Krishna helps us to seize our nations. What to speak about Krishna, Chaitanya, Gauranga? What to speak about Nityananda, who is even more merciful? And it's actually simple words, but I was so inspired by it. And I was telling this to the devotees for 3 days. Sometimes we have no inspiration, we are exhausted, and then just one spark and the fire goes on. And I know different things. Sometimes you listen to this or that. Once Vishak Hadidi asked, why are you so inspired? And at that time I answered, I'm inspired by trash. And we had different conflicts at that time. Our Kyiv Yatra just began to grow. We had some political games. Someone was offending somebody else, like posting from the temple. And even that was the source of inspiration for me, because I saw some lessons in it. And that inspired me even more from time to time. That's my greatest pain, when a devotee is to be ousted. Now it changed a little bit my mind, but before, when I heard that someone wants to oust somebody else from the family of Gurudev, that was a great pain for me. And I was chanting japa and I asked Krishna, like, what should I do from my side? What does Krishna want at the moment? How to understand his will and what to do? And I'm inspired by the crisis. Bhaktivedanta Goswami, the Acharya of ISKCON, he says, crisis is from Krishna. And I like this. Because when crisis comes to our life, it's Krishna. Maybe not any crisis. But when everything is good, it's quite hard to stay Krishna conscious. But when you have some responsibility and it's on the peak of some, when you're losing something, like you imagine, just imagine that you will lose your life and then people become very conscious. So why does Krishna tell Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna? Arjuna is a warrior, and now we see this topic very closely. And we were associating with the soldiers closely, and we wanted to present Bhagavad Gita to them. And in the process of this communication, I got it this way, that Krishna tells this wisdom to Arjuna because Arjuna doesn't have any he's in such circumstances that he's face to face with death. He's the general of the army that is fighting, and he's maximally sincere. And then I thought maybe we will not get it in our life. We will not understand it if we were not in the similar conditions. But when we're on some verge of losing something, then we can understand. Like Hussein Shah told to Haridas Thakur, you leave Harinam, you reject Krishna consciousness, and I will give you mercy. Otherwise, I will punish you, kill you. We cannot actually imagine this just in theory. But if such understanding comes to us, then Krishna consciousness will become very precious to us. Goswami Maharaj says, when we understand that Krishna consciousness is a million times more precious than just 1 hour this life, because we are greedy, we don't want to give to Krishna even these hours, one small life. But if you understand that it's more precious than all of our lives, it's worth all our lives. All our lives, they do not worth. They are not equal to Krishna consciousness. But Goswami Maharaj said, and I wrote it down, if you understand this, that Krishna consciousness is more precious than all our lives, then we are ready for initiation. And Haridas Thakur answered to Hussein Shah, to this occupant, conqueror. Haridas Thakur said, if I could leave, and of course it's Haridas Thakur, but why are we told these stories? To set some example. So there is such chanting that if Harinam comes to our heart, maybe we would be able to answer in such a way. Like, if you could leave Krishna consciousness, I would leave. But Haridas Thakur said, I cannot control the holy name. It lives by its own. And he was protected by the holy name. He was punished, he was whipped, maybe for 22 times, but the Lord protected him. And that's also very inspiring, because we see that Arjuna, Socrates, Jesus Christ, they all died at the end. But the drama is such that the hero has to die. He sacrifices his own life. He pays the highest price for his choice, and he pays with his life. He shows that it's worth it. And we are also offered to give our life to Krishna, to take prasadam all our life. Lord Chaitanya, he doesn't call us to participate in war. Well, I haven't seen that. Maybe someone can find it. Lord Chaitanya is avatar of Kali Yuga. And he calls us to participate in Sankirtan, in Kali Yuga practice. So his weapon is Sankirtan. And sometimes it's more difficult than other things to go to Kirtan, to chant in Zoom, to chant on the streets. And the sound, it changes our world. We have to strongly believe in it, and it will be a great change for the future generations. I'm a manipulator, and I like the idea of affecting this world. We all have Instagram, and we understand that if you say something, it will affect this world somehow. So I propose prasadam, I propose sweet balls. Because if you feel this world just a little bit, and people around you will suffer a lot, and you have some opportunity to affect it, to improve it, and you understand that no one else helps. My brother, my friend Ram, he is at war, and he says, Islam doesn't work, Christianity doesn't work. Wow, these are like very great words. Only Krishna consciousness, he says. Only when I say some stories from Bhagavatam, then they touch the hearts of people. So Scientologists, they are dreaming of Krishna consciousness. Are not really cool Scientologists and psychiatrists, and I feel that deep inside they want Krishna consciousness. Some of my friends, they even try to surrender in ISKCON temple because it's not that easy. They failed, but they tried. My theory that all the world can accept Krishna consciousness, but in a hidden way. All the world is ready to accept Krishna consciousness, but not externally, not with the clothes, but the ideas, the decisions of Sridhar Maharaj. Sometimes I even see that people will take these ideas and they put it in their practice, channeling, and so on. Sridhar Maharaj says that if some soul, by some mistake, he touched these ideas, she cannot live without it anymore. And so it will be revealed in your life. And it's inspiring very much. I understand that now it's in our hands. We have Bhagavad Gita in English, in Ukrainian. We can use Dom, the journey of the yogi beyond nirvana. That's the idea of Sanatan Goswami from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Avadut Maharaj and Saraswati Thakur, they prepared these basics. They gave us the books, the beads, some attributes. We have this all, and now we have choice to give it to others or not, to tell about this to other people or not. Everyone has their own Instagram, and Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, they prepare it all, technologically speaking, for us to preach. When I'm saying this, I'm feeling joy, and I understand I cannot miss it. Once one businessman, he said this phrase, and I shared it with my friends. Worse than the opportunity that you never had is the opportunity that you've missed. Maybe you didn't have guru and beads, then it's okay. But if you had guru, you had beads, and you did nothing with it, I remember it just struck my heart, and I shared it, and I wrote beneath, look, it's like about Krishna consciousness. And I can feel it because you know that behind your back, all the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajsabha, metaphorically speaking, is standing behind our back and pushes us to do something. So Bhakti Lalita, she came in 1991, and they all put their lives to do something, to preach. And then we came, and everyone participated in their own way. Someone did the sweet bowl, someone does sound healing, someone does broadcast. These are my crazy thoughts. So another question is about initiative. I've heard that Avadut Maharaj gave some service and then we do. But how to be initiative properly? Maybe you are in one city and there are several devotees and you want to gather them for Namahat. What should you do? Should you stay humble and quiet? There is some image of a pure devotee. But other image is that if you were not initiative, enthusiastic, and other devotees were not enthusiastic as well, then we couldn't open the centers, we couldn't bring to life many desires of Srila Avadut Maharaj. So where is the border between being initiative and like just listening? I remember Avadut Maharaj told in Kharkiv, winners are not judged. He said that I was also frequently blasphemed for my attempt of preaching, maybe imperfect ones. And Gurudev said that the winners are not judged. If you did something good and you got a good result, then everything's fine. That's what's come to my mind. Well, in a good sense, of course, if we are motivated, of course. Now we are preparing festival in Kyiv, and I understood that for me it's important in parallel to be attentive to the programs, to chanting japa, because what we want to give during the festival, transcendental knowledge, it shouldn't be just external. And in such case, who can be offended? No problems can appear. I think full green light to be initiative. And frequently I recall that one writer said that the silly are full of enthusiasm and the smart are full of some thoughts, that stop them from acting. And once I had this idea that if I sit in the temple all the time, I would not be able to satisfy my guru. But I'm sure there is such style as well. Maybe Hrishikesh Maharaj can prove us that if you can preach from the temple and spend all your time there and also get liberation and satisfy your guru. But now I have this desire, I have this energy to run here and there to do something, and I understand that I can serve my guru in this way. And then later when I will retire, maybe. But I understood it's very interesting in Krishna consciousness. If you're preaching and if you're trying to share sincerely with the riches that the wealth of our gurus, then some deeper things will come to you. Goswami Maharaj once said, quoting Srila Prabhupada, you will never lose if you spend your time on preaching. Sometimes you think like, oh, preaching, I will lose my strength, I will lose my energy. No, it's not like this. If you have this choice to preach or not to preach, always preach. One devotee asked me, when will the Maharajas come to us? And I asked, why do you need Maharajas? He said, to preach? And I told him, when will you start preach? Oh, I cannot, I have children. But these children is your preaching. They are healthy, they go to school, and really, for some people, like healthy, sane children, it's a good preaching already. I also inspire one devotee, Tulsi DD. When you come next time, let's do some master class, how to be a Vedic mom or not Vedic. In preaching, there can be lots of different instruments. One devotee recently told me, we can do whatever we want. If in the morning we bow down to Gurudev, got some connection, and then in any format we can do cooking, we can do go to job. When I was going to job some time ago, I put a portrait of Avadut Maharaj and Goswami Maharaj there, and I put prashadams. I hope it was prashadam, some sweets, and it was in my office closet. And then I gave this sweets to my co-workers. Achyuta is preaching also, as far as I know. So Achyuta Krishna does. I want to say about being initiative. I'm very initiative person myself. And I'm the disciple of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Now I'm very attracted to the ideas that he's preaching and very inspired to do something in my life. So should we take initiative ourselves? One idea came to my mind. If we're initiative in Krishna consciousness, then we all know that like in Soviet Union or in our world, that any initiative will be punished, so to say, half jokingly. And if we will be initiative for serving Tulasi Vaishnavas and in the temple, in the direction of Krishna, we will be punished, but we will be punished with Krishna consciousness for sure. And that's the greatest punishment. That's the punishment that we are searching for. Thank you for sharing. I've seen the video where Bhakti and Goswami Maharaj at the festival. And one man came and he had this Nike logo, just do it. And Goswami Maharaj, he had the whole series of videos on this topic. And he said, if just do it, it's about Krishna consciousness, then it can be said. But about other things, they do not worth it. Whether to offer something to Krishna or not, whether to do a step forward guru or not. Even if you got punished for it, it's worth it. Punished or celebrated with a Krishna consciousness. From Krishna's hands, even punishment is like a medal. It's also shows proximity for Krishna to punish you. What should you do in order for Krishna to punish you personally? Yes, I remember these words. I was nearby, and I just inspired how the Vaishnavas hear and interpret any words into Krishna consciousness. And we have the last question from Ananda. Today is the appearance of Trivikram Maharaj. So could you please share some stories about Trivikram Maharaj and associating with him? I remember when he came to Kyiv by the mercy of Avaduta Maharaj, he made some tours even, and Trivikram Maharaj was several times here. And I remember 2015 during the festival, for several times he was in Kyiv. We went to sauna. And sometimes you do not have time during the festivals to pay much attention and time to them. But there was one lecture, and after one public lecture, he was just associating with the devotees, and there was a mood like family of the devotees. And he noticed now it's like the Gurudev's times. He felt this mood, but I thought that after Trivikram Maharaj brought this mood with him. Also, the devotees themselves, they never think that I possess such mood. They do not notice it in themselves. I remember Maharaj was very simple-hearted man. He was always making some jokes. And I never met Govinda Maharaj in person, but I saw the recording, how he associates and takes prasadam, devotees. And it recalled me when we were associating with Trivikram Maharaj. I recall these recordings of Srila Gurudev. We have great lectures, videos with Trivikram Maharaj. When we had first Zoom of our cycle with Trivikram Maharaj, and he was very inspired there and saying some fire words and very energizing. And I advertised this video to the devotees, but it wasn't published for a long time. And the devotees started to ask where to find this video, how to watch. Maybe Narayani has this link. And that's another reason why you should come to online programs. Now we have 21 person here and everyone's listening. I will try to find now that video and share in the chat. I saw this temple in Brazil, and they had this title, Senor Chaitanya. Temple the Senor Chaitanya. It's the word of Chaitanya, it's Senor Chaitanya. And I was amazed, and I want to share. Trivikram Maharaj shared a story about his father. He said he was very serious man, like Brazilian cowboy farmer. He was like Chuck Norris. And once this father, he was working, and with a chainsaw, he cut off his finger, his own finger. Just took this finger, put it back, went to the doctor, and doctor sewed, and there was no emotion on the face of his father. And I don't remember actually what's their religion, but he wasn't a religious man anyway. But when Gurudev came and he spent some time with father of Trivikram Maharaj, then after some time when Govinda Maharaj was leaving, his father was crying. Chuck Norris says, when I cut the onion, I do not cry, the onion cries. That was the personality, the strong personality of Trivikram Maharaj's father. But even such personality, he was crying when Gurudev was leaving from Brazil. When we associate with these people, they share their stories, and they're very happy to share the stories. And Gurudev, he carries on living in such stories. And Trivikram Maharaj, he said he was a bodyguard of Gurudev. You can see at some photos that he's standing nearby. He was his bodyguard in India. Okay, I think that's it. I've shared all my memories. So I shared English version in the chat. Zoom with Trivikram Maharaj. I will find now in different languages. Shyama was cutting short videos some time ago, and I understand that they actually consist of those things that we heard from the devotees. And Trivikram Maharaj shares very useful life hacks with us. And what I still remember that he called us Ukrainians, Ukrainians. Yeah, we are all a little bit crazy. People still do not understand how can they live, preach, practice, and do a Vedalife Festival when the rockets are flying in the sky. We're just amazed with you, Maharaj. Could you please tell a little bit what's inspiring people in the temple to gather together and to come together and to be bearers of light. I actually want to ask of you for your blessings, and these are not just the words. I understand that everything is based on them. And before publishing Bhagavad Gita, I went out and collected blessings. For me, it was very important whether they participate or not to be supported by the devotees. And I understand that Vedalife Festival is a great risk. And I understand that we have this reputation of the festival. And we had this festival for several years already. We have some reputation, and your blessings now is very important for us. I hope that the devotees will bless us, and then everything will be good. So please pray. So for the next holidays, we had good weather, and second, just think good about us so we could carry on this festival. And then I feel that for some time we'll have to just go on with life. And after that, after this quiet period, Krishna consciousness will conquer more and more communities, more and more countries. Not just because we are that good, but because there is no other alternative. Some external Hare Krishna doesn't help. Now we need the people who are just really surrender and find some contact with the Lord, with his devotees. Because Krishna consciousness is only with the devotees. Just me and Krishna, it's a great, great illusion. And Sridhar Maharaj tells about it. Somewhere, when I just began my spiritual path, I thought that I will receive some initiation, some connection, and I will come to Krishna myself. I will not need the devotees. So sincerely, Sridhar Maharaj shared his thoughts. But the further I understood that connection with the Vaishnavas is all in all. Only in their association, Krishna can be present. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that wherever we are searching for the divinity, it's above the head of our Gurudev. We see the effulgence of the holy feet of our Lord. So we see the lotus feet of our Lord is above the head of our Gurudev. The deity is the Lord himself. But Saraswati Thakur, he was at the second floor when Sridhar Maharaj came to the temple. And on the first floor, there were the deities and just one pujari. Then Sridhar Maharaj asked, excuse me, but your deity, who is it? And pujari answered that it's the Lord himself. In Madhav Sampradaya, they say Guru, then there is Murti, and the Lord is inside the Murti. But our school says that the deity is Mahaprabhu himself, Radha Krishna themselves. The deity is Krishna. And Sridhar Maharaj continued, if it's Krishna himself, where is everyone? The pujari who was trained by Saraswati Thakur, he said, yes, you're right, it's Krishna himself, but the devotees now is Gurudev on the second floor, and the Krishna revealed more in Guru than in the deity. He is in the heart. You, Gurudev, is the personification of the reality, of reality the beautiful. Although the deity is Krishna himself, there is more Krishna in the heart of the Guru. Recently I was listening to a broadcast lecture from Goswami Maharaj, and I wrote it down. And he said, the devotees around us, it's the answer of Krishna to our prayers. Why do you hate those who surround you? But why do they surround me? That's the joke. But actually we should understand that amazing people is around us. And I'm speaking not about the gurus. Once, Avadut Maharaj said that at our festivals, each one is VIP. One lady at our festival, she noticed that our gurus, they're eating from the, not from the plastic disposable plates, but from other plates and other food. And she says, why is that? I answered, because they are our gurus. And she was suspicious. But the only thing we should be afraid of that some saint will come and we will not be able to recognize him. And I'm praying that the devotees, so I could see the devotees in a proper light, so I could respect them really, truly, to see their potential. Because we should understand how great potential we have, how much we can do. Even some great businessman who cheats everyone, he can say that we can do a lot of what? But Krishna, he can do a lot. Ajita Krishna, he cut one video and he called it Infinite Possibilities. That's about us. You just imagine, you live with the people who have infinite possibilities, maybe not revealed yet by now. And Mahanshur said that Gurudev was saying that my disciples are my guru, extensions of my guru. And Saraswati Thakur, he called his disciples Prabhu. It's like my masters. And once Avadut Maharaj said also that Gurudev said, as you treat each other, in such a way you treat me. Because the disciples, they are Vaibhavas, they are extensions of the gurus. That's what I wish to myself and to other living beings. To see devotees in a proper light, to meet them truly. Once Ashutosh told me, we do not know each other actually, truly. We just know the external parts. I told you that now I'm just starting to understand, to see my mom, to meet her as a person. And I understand, wow, what a beautiful, interesting soul. She's looking for Krishna consciousness. and even found it in some way already. What to speak of the devotees who are more deep in these topics? Mahaprabhu once said that in comparison with Advaita Prabhu, Prahlad Maharaj is a boy. Can you just imagine that we have access to such personalities? Govinda Maharaj, Sridhar Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj, Vadut Maharaj, and Madhusudan Maharaj. And you never know who will reveal himself from the devotees we know today. Who will be the next Acharya? So I'm hankering for some adequacy to see all the devotees in the proper light, to see others as they are. I just want to say that on this channel, Mahamandala, with the rule ending, we've put the lectures from 10 years, association for 10 years already. And if you go there and pick some lecture occasionally, then you will understand that the Lord can speak to you through these lectures. Maybe you cannot visit or join the Zoom, but you can always click some lecture and listen to the answers. And now we are also developing the channel. Realities are beautiful in Ukrainian language as well. Thank you, Tirtha Maharaj, Jaya Vadut Maharaj, and all the devotees. And we will meet again in September. We will make some short break to start missing each other. And we will meet you in September again. Dhanavad to all the devotees. I was very happy to see you all. Now everyone's turning on their video. See you, stay connected. And in Telegram, Mahamandala, UA, RU, EN. We have all the announcement of our meetings. And if you know some people who are not in the Telegram, please share these links with them. It's a permanent link for Saturday Zooms. Abkhazia, Thailand, Kyiv, Spain, probably Odessa, Kharkiv, Lviv, and a little bit of Portuguese. America, Abkhazia, Donetsk. We are happy that Rupanuga Prabhu and Rupa DD could listen to the English translation, and the whole team is great people that they can cut, edit, and post all the videos. Jai to and Jai Prabhu who does this, and to all the team, Nadia Sundar, Yuva team, and others.